if you've never heard of the term manipulating the qi in Feng Shui, you gotta watch this video because I've got something really cool to show you. And I know aesthetically people love open plan layouts, but it poses a problem for Feng Shui because when there are no walls separating the rooms, it means the qi just kind of blends into each other. That makes them not very strong. So in this example, again, pretend the bedroom is the southwest direction, the sitting area is the west direction, and we have the bathroom here, which is northwest. We don't have to deal with that in this example. But as based on my lineage of Grandmaster Tan Yang Wu, if you have two directions and it's a big open space, it's either a really big room or it's an open space layout, then the energy in the corner is more dominant. In this case, when this room is open like this whole room will have the southwest energy as the dominant energy. It doesn't mean that the room is missing the west energy, but the west energy is not as strong. But in this example, because the west energy is the most auspicious in this room, then we are going to use the method of manipulating the qi. And I'll show you how it looks like. I got really excited when I got into this room when I saw this room divider. So let me show you, just even visually, look at the room. Like, how does it feel to you? There's the sitting area and then there's the bedroom. It feels like one big room, right? But what happens, what do you feel once I take this room divider and I pull it all the way to as far as the ceiling track would let me? Now, look into that room. Does it feel more like two separate rooms now, right? Main thing in terms of manipulating the qi, you want to use materials, in this case, this is fabric. You want to use materials where the analogy is, if I don't smoke, but if I smoke and I blow smoke towards the curtain, does that smoke pass through to the other side? If the material that you're using, it doesn't have to be a curtain, it can be a room divider, it can be a bookcase. You want it to be solid in that you don't see the smoke passing through the other side. That is one of the main considerations to manipulating the qi, because that means if the smoke just remains on this side of the fabric or this side of the room divider, then that piece that you're putting is containing the qi. And a couple of other things that I share with my certification students and my annual Feng Shui clients when they want to do manipulating the qi, I have other requirements. So one of the main requirements is, again, it can be a bookcase, it can be a curtain or a room divider, but you want it to, because Feng Shui is earth energy, yeah? You want it to touch the floor. So you don't want a curtain that starts this high up. You actually want it to go all the way to the floor and at least 6 feet high. Now this, I believe, it looks like, I'm eyeballing it. It looks like a 9 or 10 foot ceiling. And this goes from the floor and it's pretty high up. It's I want to say maybe just half a foot shy of full ceiling, right? So that's the second requirement. It has to go from the ground up, minimum 6 foot tall. The third requirement is, so we talked about height. The third requirement is the width. So I'm going to show you. So that's the wall here, and this is the wall here. Eyeballing maybe 20 foot wide. And you want whatever piece of furniture that you're using for manipulating the qi to be at least half the width. As you can see, I'm going to try to let you see as much as possible. As you can see, this is more than half the width here. You can tell the energy when it is one room like this, and when it is separated like this. Why does it have to be minimum half the width of the room? Let's say you only have a narrow room divider or a narrow bookcase, and in this case, maybe just 2 feet wide. Do you think that can properly contain the qi and separate it from the northwest and the west? It can, but not very strong, right? So that's the main thing. If you're going to put a remedy in there, you want to make sure that it works as best as possible for you. So again, if you're going to use furniture to manipulate the qi, in this case, now, remember earlier I said, let's pretend that the west energy is the most prosperous for this room, right? When it was a big open space, the southwest energy, because that's the energy at the corner, is more dominant. But now that you have the room divided, the west energy is now more pronounced. It has its own breathing room, basically. So in the example of the west being the most auspicious for this space. If you start using, start working from this area with your laptop, you can even nap here, then you are absorbing that chi. Compared to if this thing is gone, this room divider is gone, you can be sitting here, you're not missing the west energy, but it's not as strong because the southwest energy is more dominant. So if the term manipulating the chi is new to you and you want to learn a little bit more about it, join me in my annual Feng Shui training. You can go to annualfengshui.com. Let me know how you like the tip, and if you have any questions on this, just drop a line below and let's chat. And if you haven't followed me yet, you know what to do.